Good morning, I'm Tiwi Ching, but you may call me Joyce. Music and sounds play an indispensable role in providing us comfort throughout our hectic lifestyle. Hence, the topic that I've chosen is sound phenomenology, the art of sound healing and music therapy. In Assignment 1, the narrative dissection in my chosen site, National Science Centre, unveils the mapping of the residents' frequented calming places surrounding the circular site, annotated metaphorically by different octaves and healing chakras frequencies to depict the level of joy found in each place. Also, the National Science Centre has healing programs that share similar healing properties with external therapeutic sites, such as the Waterfall Point with the Garden of Nature, Community Centre with Science Exhibition, and Wine Brewery with Aquarium, where people can relax while learning, complemented by sounds. As the depression rate continues to rise due to prolonged pandemic quarantine measures, sound healing and music therapy could be a plausible medication-free remedy to soothe our inner souls. Moving on to Assignment 2, the design narratives help to spark off ideas of creating the experiences in the site that are categorized into general public calming, introduction to music healing, and private therapy by having 2 to 3 programming on each floor to avoid sound dissonance. Nature Theme, Harp of Heart, and Water Theme, Song of the Soul, are envisioned to be located on the ground floor, whereas sound interactive zones, Soothe and Soothe for food and beverage, and Deja Vu and Imagery Music Gallery will be on the first floor. Meanwhile, visitors can learn more about Solfeggio frequencies at the frequency capsule or learn music at the Phantom Musica on the second floor. This is a teaser overview of the curvilinear design language that are visualized in each programming, with the front views shown on the left and isometric views shown on the right. With music and sounds as the main core, visitors can expect to indulge in a sound wave of nature audios at Harp of Heart, while engaging in simple gardening, and Song of the Soul opens opportunities to a different spa experience with the sounds of water dripping. Moreover, the interactive zones allow visitors to play with sounds and undergo body music therapy indirectly along with soothing classical or jazz music in the air and Deja Vu. Loosen up a little at the Soothe and Soothe with the harmonized sounds of the wine glass rims while savoring light refreshments offered. Supported by the healing chakras theory and Belcro's eurythmics music therapy, visitors can experience body frequency vibrations and pick up music learning at frequency capsules and Phantom of Musica respectively. Each space is based on a predetermined concept of keyword, namely nature, water, touch, art, wine glass, vibration, and music, while the space insights showcase sneak peeks of the interior design elements formed at this design brainstorming phase. After developing the programming ideas, I've come to decide on designing the first space, which is Harp of Heart, where users can find a feeling of connectedness to nature in a nature sound-rich environment for a short escape from the hustle and bustle city. The main activities provided here are emphasized on wind chimes workshop, rain stick workshop, self-meditation, and hydroponic gardening. The design component consists of the upper structure that holds the acoustic fabric and crawling plant frames, the hydroponic system innovated into a tree bark form, and LED panels showing nature imagery surrounding it. Moreover, it has the 4 major stations for the 2 workshops, material pickup point, and meditation area. The space is likely to be playing a tracklist of the calming nature sounds, notably the sounds of bird chirping, wind blowing, river flowing, campfire crackling, leaves rustling, cicadas buzzing, and waves hitting on the shores. On the other hand, the sound system that are implemented includes speakers, directional parabolic speakers, wind chimes, and ring stick that are handcrafted at the workshops. Soundproofing materials like multi-layered plywood and acoustic fabric are carefully selected to prevent sound dissonance, while biophilic design concept is enhanced using artificial grass and grass wall. As previously shown in the last assignment, Hub of Heart is placed deliberately at the east wing of the ground floor that is highlighted in blue in the layout plan. The programming intends to give a welcoming embrace to the visitors as the first stop when they enter the space. With the boundary set within 4 meters for its length, width, and height, the blue spot here indicates where the design component will be. Meanwhile, this is where it will be in the section close to the entrance on the right. Moving on to the component layout plan, the bookshops and materials pickup point are on the outer circumference, while visitors can enjoy their peace of mind doing simple hydroponic gardening at the inner space besides meditating on the corners attached to the wall. Here's a clearer view of the activities suggested within the design component, with the hydroponic in the center and bookshops, storage, and seating surrounding it. Speaking of the design component's form rationale, the first feature will be the meditation space that is equipped with the directional parabolic speaker. Not only can the visitors meditate in their personal comfort zone, they can enjoy the sound wave of nature sounds directed from the speaker installed above or keeping their belongings temporarily under the cushioned seat itself. Surrounded by 4 LED panels showing nature imageries or animated videos, visitors can subconsciously experience the Bonnie method music therapy, which is generating nostalgic mental images in their mind, while listening to relevant nature audio that is enriched by the forest or media visuals displayed to achieve the therapeutic effects. Next, curvilinear wooden frames are replicated along the curve above the workshops to grow indoor flowering plants as one of the nature design elements adapted into the space. Possible species could be hardleaf philodendron, English ivy, devil ivy, etc. Not to mention the upper structure that is made up of the artificial light for hydroponic farming and hung with bamboo, also inspired by the omnidirectional characteristics of sounds that travel in all directions. Aside from the coring plant, acoustic fabric also hung on a wooden structure is used as a design element and soundproofing material. Also, the workshop material pickup point stores the materials and tools for both workshops for the ease of visitors. To put it into detail, the making of rain stick is easy as one only needs to fill sand and twigs into empty bottles, and the gentle rain sounds can be produced by shaking the bottle. Meanwhile, the wind chimes could be more tricky but still manageable by using thread connecting the chime top base and various lengths of aluminum pipes. The rain sticks and wind chimes can be the visitors' souvenirs and soothing sound contributor. Instead of the conventional form of hydroponic system, Hub of Heart comprises of the self-designed PVC tubes that circulates the nutrient solutions, connected and supplied by the ballast tank at the bottom with an air pump to grow the edible plants for common gardening activity. In conjunction with the biophilic visual connection theory, the wooden structure that holds the pipes is designed in a way that it resembles a tree bark, which is covered by artificial grass coat too. The eighth feature would be the workshop area, designated to cater for the wind chimes and rain stick workshops, and also painting activities for healing purposes. Made up of multi-layered plywood as well, there are spaces to keep your personal belongings under the seat that's covered by artificial glass, along with the desk to conduct the handcrafting sessions. Last but not least, these are the perspectives that shows the design component in the context. The front view, east side, the meditation area with the parabolic speaker, material pickup point at the front, workshop area at the sides with the coring plants above, LED panels surrounding the hydroponic structure, upper panel with the sufficient illuminated light, and finally the close-up view of the hydroponic system where gardening is carried out. This is the end of my final presentation. Thank you for listening.